Language. In the United States, English is predominantly spoken with approximately 80% of Americans speaking it. About 10% of the population speaks Spanish and about 5% speak different languages. Schools in America promote foreign language classes such as Chinese, Spanish, French, German, and many more other languages. About 40% of Americans know how to communicate through sign language, and about 30% of Americans know Morse code. If you can't communicate and if you can't speak English or Spanish and are worried that you won't be able to communicate with us, do not worry because more than 85% of Americans can read, hopefully. Religion. In America, you are free to be affiliated with any religion you wish to be affiliated with, as long as the safety of other American citizens aren't threatened. You can find Americans taking advantage of this freedom, from those that worship God to those that worship a flying spaghetti monster. About 70% of Americans are Christians. 23% have no religion. 2% are Judaist. Less than 1% are of the Nation of Islam. And about 5% of Americans are of other religions. You are more likely to find someone who worships the same religion in America than anywhere else.
Pop culture. People of many different origins contribute to American culture by adding a bit of their own selves, considering our country is one of immigrants. Having the United States described as the melting pot of culture and traditions. Musicians, books, and television are some of the main spreads of Western pop culture. Beyonce, The Big Bang Theory, The Walking Dead. America is one of the biggest Western influences in the world, and we want to share even more of our popular culture with you. Folk tales. The many folk tales of the United States are pulled from our country's rich history. Classics such as Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox, John Henry, the Steel Driving Man, Echoes, and Army of the Dead. These different folk tales highlight our accomplishments, our failures, and our lessons learned all throughout time. They are full of knowledge about our land and the people who once inhabited it.
Dictionary.com defines ethnicity as an ethnic group, a social group that shares a common and distinctive culture, religion, or language. In 2014, 62% of the population were white, 17% were Hispanic, and 12% were black or African American. The United States, being the melting pot it is, has grown accustomed to ethnicities that have arisen in the amazing borders of the United States. While there are over 317 million people living here in the United States, and a lot of people who share ethnicity groups tend to cluster around each other, we are not only aware of other ethnicities, we totally embrace them. Dictionary.com defines gender as either the male or female division of a species, especially as differentiated by social and cultural roles and behavior. Women in the United States, along with men, have grown to become a lot more equal than they ever have been within the last 100 years of the United States. But now today we still have stereotypical visions that we still place upon each gender.